Dedication this week. Let's talk about Abraham Lincoln. I'm going to read this. This is from your PDF file, and I don't have it memorized. But Abraham Lincoln was dedicated. Really, his meaning in life was two things. The number one thing was to preserve the United States, the Union, to keep the United States as one country. The second thing was to end slavery. That was the two things that he was dedicated to. And primarily, number one, he was going to keep the United States as one country. Well, let me tell you about his past history. Abraham Lincoln was born into poverty. He lost 8 elections, twice failed in business, and suffered a nervous breakdown. In 1831, he failed in business. 1832, he ran for the legislature and lost. 1833, he failed in business again. 1836, he suffered a nervous breakdown. 1838, he was defeated for Speaker. 1840, defeated for Elector. 1843, defeated for Congress. 1848, defeated for Congress. 1855, defeated for the Senate. 1856, defeated for Vice President. 1858, defeated for the Senate. In 1860, he was elected president. Now, you can study all the presidents you want to study and all the listings of how they rank them. And there'll always be the same two guys, 1 and 2, or 2 and 1, Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. And they're always ranked in that order with those two guys because both of them kept the United States as the United States. Had it not been for Lincoln's dedication to that purpose, the United States, this continent, would probably have been 5 different countries. Just as you have in Europe, there would have been Northeast, the South, the Midwest, the Northwest, and the West. You would have had 5 different countries. And Abraham Lincoln's will and determination and dedication is what made us one country. Now, what did Mandela say? He said, I'm willing to live for it and I'm willing to die for it. Abraham Lincoln died for it. Had Abraham Lincoln not died, the Reconstruction of the South would have been a totally different animal. And it would not have had the Jim Crow and the KKK and the things like that. Lincoln was dedicated to ending slavery, and he did. Because when he did the 13th Amendment, he had already done the Emancipation Proclamation. But the Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves in antagonistic states. Kentucky had not seceded, so the slaves in Kentucky did not get freed by the Emancipation Proclamation. Only those who were at war with the Union were freed. So Lincoln had to fight and win the 13th Amendment and get it ratified before the war ended to end slavery. A lot of people don't know that. And he was dedicated. That was his purpose in life, was he was dedicated to preserving the Union and ending slavery. Lincoln said this. He said, the path was worn and slippery. My foot slipped from under me, knocking the other out of the way. Lincoln said after losing the Senate race, but I recovered and said to myself, it's a slip and not a fall. See, now, as I talked about Kim Loomis and Anthony Robles and Ryan Hinch, when you start reading about people like Abraham Lincoln, now you find each one of these qualities. Was he disciplined? Was he dedicated? Did he have a good self-image? Did he screw the braces on? I mean, all the things that we talk about. Did he spend 10,000 hours? It's absolutely amazing what he did. And there's plenty of books to read on Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. And when you read those books, you start seeing the role models that you're going to become. Because when you become dedicated to becoming a better you, then you'll be the best you that you can be.